The playoffs have been awesome. What can the Blackhawks learn from watching these playoff teams? Let's talk about it next on CHGO Blackhawks. This is CHGO Blackhawks presented by Bet365, where winning is everything. Download the Bet365 app and use our code CHGO365 when you sign up. Welcome into the show. I'm Zawaski. That's Mario Tirabassi.
Hello.
Chloe Thiel is here running the show. Max is over there selling stuff. Not really. He's playing solitaire and watching baseball, but that's fine. We won't tell him. Thanks for being with us. Do us a favor. Hit that like button for us. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page as well. And if you're listening on your beloved podcast app, whichever it may be, make sure you're following or subscribed there as well. And if you're feeling frisky, a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify would be appreciated. All right. Here we are.
We're here.
The playoffs roll on.
It's the final day of April.
It is.
Happy National Beef Month tomorrow.
Hell yeah. What are you doing for Beef Month?
Eating beef.
That sounds like a great plan.
Of course.
That's a tremendous plan.
I'm going to camp out outside of my local bone of beef for the next month.
Yeah. Well, that also means we're 5 days away from the draft lottery. And we should tell you now, you probably know this already, you know the drill, but we will be live during the draft lottery, reacting in real time, hopefully running through the walls here, celebrating, and then we'll do a reaction show afterwards. And then from there on, we are deep into the draft until the draft happens. I feel like our off season begins the night of the draft lottery. Like all the recapping is over. We've talked about the season that happened. Now it's like, let's start digging in, talking to Chris Peters and Cam and everybody we love to talk to. It's a great time of year.
Yeah, it feels that way the last few years. And it helps when you know exactly where they're drafting to kind of figure out like, okay, which direction can they go? What players should they look at? Arguments we can start having now for the next decade. And
just plant your feet in the ground and never change your mind.
Yeah. And going from there. And then, once the draft order is figured out, then, you start looking at other teams, what their draft picks are. And that's when you can start kind of getting creative with like, oh, draft day trades. Like, what do they want to do? Move around. I'd be shocked if Kyle Davidson doesn't get back into the first round at some point.
He always does.
We'll see.
That's how it seems. All right. Here's what we're going to do today. We are well into the playoffs. We've got 3 series decided. Colorado swept the Kings. Philly eliminated the Penguins last night. Carolina swept Ottawa. We've got a couple other series on the brink here. You've got Minnesota leading Dallas 3-2.
That game is tonight.
That's
game
tonight.
6.
And what's the other game tonight?
Anaheim.
Anaheim and Edmonton.
On Edmonton. Yep.
So a couple of things before we get into like the very specifics of what we learned in these playoffs and how they affect the Hawks. One thing I really like so far, Colorado won. Carolina won. But some new blood, man. You've got Tampa up in the series. You've got Boston up in the series.
No, Montreal's up.
What did I say?
Tampa.
I did say Tampa. I'm literally looking at it, seeing Montreal up, and I said Tampa. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking at. Yes. Montreal is up 3-2.
Yeah.
Buffalo's up 3-2. Man, I hope Utah. Ugh.
That stinks.
Come on.
Stinks.
Does anyone want to see Vegas advance?
No, I'm sick of Vegas.
Literally no one.
Yeah.
The only people that care about Vegas are people in Vegas. That's out. Get out. That's enough.
I would prefer a comeback effort from the Mammoth, but we'll see.
And then, of course, the Ducks, like we said, up 3-2 on the Oilers. Yeah. So some new blood, some fresh blood. And as a Hawks fan,
let me get some clarification. Young players, right? New teams that have recycled their makeup, right? Because Montreal Canadiens Not new blood to the NHL.
No, not to the NHL. To the playoff picture. To making a potential deep playoff run.
Yes. Okay, got it.
And potentially knocking out a team that always seems to go deep or make noise or be a favorite. That's noteworthy. And like for me, before we get to like playoff roster construction, which we will, we're also going to have some fun with social media today. So stay tuned for that.
That's not allowed.
It shows me that like maybe the Hawks aren't super far away because
maybe
Utah, Anaheim, even Montreal, these are teams that like the Hawks have been kind of compared against for the last couple of years. And we've said all along,
like a year behind.
They're probably a year or two behind these teams. Well, guess what? Next year, they're right on schedule.
Yeah, I mean, look, Montreal was in the playoffs last year. Anaheim and Utah were close to the playoffs last year. If the Hawks are in that kind of conversation next season, like that's a win. That's a success. That's the trajectory that you want to continue on. And who knows? Maybe they go on a run. You never know. But yeah, I think seeing those types of teams get in and not only like get in, but make some noise. You got Anaheim up in a series. You got Montreal up in a series. It's exciting. It's exciting to see. And translating to, what the Blackhawks have currently, there's tons of potential, unlimited potential for this group and where they could go. I think the way that you kind of get over that hump is through some internal growth, but also you got to add a little bit to the forwards group, add something to the defensive group, like things that can kind of go into next season. If you want to say they're going to chase for the wild card, it's unlikely that everything internally gets you there. You got to go outside the organization to kind of get you to that spot next year and beyond.
And you're looking at I think Montreal is interesting specifically because they're the second youngest team in the NHL behind the Blackhawks and only by a little bit.
Yeah.
And they're getting really big contributions from young players. But like we talk about Bedard, we talk about Nazar. Everyone knows these guys. Don't have to list them. But Montreal's got Nick Suzuki, who's 26. Cole Caulfield, who's 25. Yuri Slafkovsky, who's 22. Him really coming into his own game this year, right? Slafkovsky really establishing himself late last year, but especially this year as a really, really good player. Kirby Dach, when he's playing, obviously we all know Ivan Demidov making big impacts. Caden Gooley's been awesome for them. They've had a lot of draft picks hit, but the other thing they did is they got aggressive in the trade market. They went and got Noah Dobson. Mm-hmm. They went and got Philip Deneau. They've got some veterans that are there, but they're veterans, and I talked about this a little bit earlier this week, is it's one thing to have veteran players that have guys like Foligno, guys like Maroon, and I'm not taking anything away from the value of those guys. But when you're talking about Josh Anderson and Brandon Gallagher and Deneau and guys like Alex Newhook, who's only 25 but has been seemingly in the NHL for 100 years.
Wasn't he on the
he was on the Avs
Cup team?
Yeah, and like a decent contributor to that.
Yeah.
You've got veterans who are still in or near their primes that are important parts of why you're winning instead of just being veterans along for the ride. And if I'm taking one thing away from these playoffs, it's that you probably, when it's time to start making runs like Montreal's on, and again, I don't think the Hawks are there yet necessarily, but as well as they've done in the draft, these are home runs. These are home run picks that they've hit. And they're still, without these veterans, not going on this long playoff run. Or not, having the success they're having so far.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I think there's something to be said for like making sure that you have the right kind of players. And we've kind of had that conversation regarding who that they might want to target as far as like the additions in the forwards group, the defensive group. Like it's not necessarily like, and just go get like the top overall player. Like it's the NHL video game or something, but finding the right style of player, because one thing that we've learned about this young group with the Blackhawks so far is like they have speed. They have a lot of skill, but as of right now, they're kind of lacking in the physical department. And it doesn't necessarily have to do with stature. It's more or less mentality and play style. And some of that comes with growth. Some of that comes with just DNA. And I think when you're talking about like additional pieces that they could plug into the roster and could get them to that point where you're talking about, being a playoff team or being a team that plays that style, that's what's missing. Some of the guys that you mentioned with Montreal, like they have that edge to them. They have that style of play, and that allows the players like Caulfield and Suzuki to kind of go out there and have a little bit more of that space in the postseason where, those superstar players can kind of put you over the top. So I think, when you look at the guys that are available through trade or free agency, like there are players that kind of fit that mold that maybe aren't necessarily like the top names that could set up this roster to kind of be constructed to be a little bit more like playoff stylish. And we've heard Jeff Blashill talk about like how he wants the group to play. It's more or less a style of hockey that you see in the postseason, that you play that through the regular season. You can find ways to win. You add the skill in, that puts you to another level. And then if you have that mentality where you don't get pushed around, you can kind of do a little bit of the imposing. That's where you kind of get a team that's made up that can be successful with the regular season and then have the ability to get to that next level once the postseason comes around.
I also think too, like you have to look a little deeper than statistically, because when you look at the Canadiens' playoff scoring, it's Lane Hudson, it's Nick Suzuki, it's Alexander Tessier, a player I've liked for a long time, by the way. Cole Caulfield, right? Those are your top scorers. But when you've got veterans taking up, the defensive roles and taking away some of those responsibilities from the young guys, like you were saying, Mario, it opens up the ice for them. It gives them the opportunity to like go be yourself without having to have all the pressure of handling everything and putting all that on your young team, right? They're still young, they're still exciting, but there's those guys who are still playing at the top of their games, even if the offensive production dropped off a little bit, like Danault. They're still like guys you can go out there and play for 15, 20 minutes a night and know he's going to help you win, doing the little things that it takes to win in the playoffs. And I think if there's anything that they're kind of missing, the Blackhawks, I feel really good about their organizational talent, right? They've got a lot of skill, but do they have those kind of guys that are going to get them through a long, tough playoff series?
Yeah. And they definitely have the ability to find those kinds of players through the draft. They can do that so that they're not going into trades and free agency every season trying to find those guys. But if you're talking about impacts this year, next year, you got to get guys that are already in the NHL. You can't draft an 18-year-old and say, go be a physical presence. It's not going to work. I think we all really like AJ Spellicy and the game he plays, the style he plays, but expecting him to be in the NHL doing that effectively all season this year is a stretch.
That's a huge thing to ask a young player to, hey, you come in and be our physical presence.
Right.
I know you're 19 or 20 or whatever it is. Like, no, that's not a position you want to put those guys in. And like we talk about the veterans the Hawks already have, Tavo and Bertuzzi and Mikheyev, hopefully, and on and on and on. None of those guys, well, Bertuzzi and Mikheyev play that playoff style, right? Yes. But neither of those guys are really delivering any physicality. They're just playing penalty killing, front of the net, tough, hard-nosed hockey.
Yeah.
But who is like the guy that's going to go out there and set the tone? And that's somebody they need to find for sure.
Definitely, yeah. I would like some of the guys that they have in-house to turn into that, and I think some of them do have a little bit of that mentality, but yeah, it's going to be some time before they're actually able to kind of impose that in the NHL. And you have time so long as you have those players that can kind of show you that path.
Yeah.
And I think if you bring in, I know we might mention Blake Coleman a few times. Like, I feel like that's a guy that kind of, is he that like physically imposing, going to lay hits? No, but it's like that similar to Mikheyev and Bertuzzi. It's just like that style that he plays, where it's just like it's built for playoffs. Yeah, and it works in that sense.
Like you look at like what Jason Zucker does for Buffalo, right? Like it's not somebody that's gonna win the Conn Smythe or anything like that, but they're gonna go out there and just compete and raise the floor, right? And by the way, to Montreal, I talked about them hitting draft home runs. Suzuki came from Vegas, but Caulfield, they took a chance on a small forward, and he was great. They got panned for taking Slafkovsky, and it's worked out, right? Mm-hmm. And the biggest one is they looked at Lane Hudson and said, I don't care how big this kid is. Look at what he's doing. He's putting up superhuman numbers. We're going to take a chance, and they're freaking right.
Yeah.
He's got 5 points in 5 playoff games, 27-29 of ice time per game, and he's got 12 shots on goal.
Yeah,
which I believe is second on the team for Montreal.
You go back and you redraft the 19 draft and the 22 draft. Neither one of Caulfield or Hudson go to Montreal because they fell. They fell because they were small. And so, like, you can't. I understand you can't have 22 5'8" players out there,
right?
But you can have a couple as long as they have that kind of game breaking skill. And Caulfield, in his draft year, was scoring goals at a rate with the U.S. development program that rarely was seen. Lane Hudson was putting up huge numbers, and you know, bet on talent. In those cases, bet on talent, and talent will rise to the top, even if they're 5'9".
All right, we're gonna hit the break zone. Continue this conversation.
I actually have that on a plaque in my room.
Yeah, nice. Bring it in here. We'll show it on the show. We're going to hit the break zone for the first time. While we do that, please hit that like button for us. We'd appreciate that big time. Talk to you in a few minutes on CHGO Blackhawks. What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi, and what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That, my friends, is the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Imagine having Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, that finds and fixes problems before you even know they exist. It's super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense, and that lets you stream the game even when the whole family is online with their Fortnites and whatnot. All your devices working together in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And the best part, there's no annual contract. There's no hidden fees, and you will get Xfinity's best equipment included. Take it from us, a lot can change in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi should stay reliable, and it should stay at the same price for 5 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only and restrictions apply.
Bring your friends, your fans, and your frenemies together, one Casamigos margarita at a time. No matter who you're supporting, say cheers with a Casamigos margarita and pair your World Cup watch party food with delicious, new, ready-to-enjoy Casamigos margaritas. Say less.
That sounds so good.
Margarita, I'm there. Casamigos margarita,
hell yeah.
I'm there twice as fast. Made with the best simple ingredients, Blanco tequila, lime juice, and natural flavors. They're sure to rival any of your favorite hangout spots. Uncork, pour over ice, and garnish with lime. Just 110 calories per serving with real juice. And be on the lookout for U.S. men's national team's watch parties this summer, especially the ones coming from us at CHGO. Whether you're at your favorite spot or stocking up for home, make it Casamigos. Darn good tequila.
All right, we are back on CHGO Blackhawks, and now it is time for Taking the Temp, presented by our friends at Four Seasons. Four Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. They've been serving Chicagoland for over 50 years. Visit fourseasonsheatingcooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's fourseasonsheatingcooling.com. Mario.
Yes.
I'm going to take your temp on this. The Philadelphia Flyers are in the second round of the playoffs. Mm-hmm. They just eliminated the Pittsburgh Penguins. Would you trade roster for roster the Blackhawks for the Flyers? If you're looking ahead, you're betting on the next, 7 to 10 years.
Puckpedia.com. My head says no, but also maybe. Let me look here.
It's an older team than you think.
Sure. Okay. I do like Travis Konechny as a player. Sean Couturier is decent. Owen Tippett's pretty good. Trevor Zegras needs a new contract. Ooh. Christian Dvorak, Noah Cates. I mean, it's a lot of like playoff style guys.
Yes.
You got Porter Martone there. Good young player. Matvei Michkov eating popcorn in the press box for some reason. Sanheim, York, Kristalainen. It is an older team than you'd think.
Average age for the Flyers is 27.30.
Drysdale needs a new contract. Your goaltenders are in their late 20s, and neither of them are stalwarts. You got Jet Luchenko in the prospect system. He's pretty decent. Still looking around here. You got David Urasek, Oliver Bonk. Man. I think if you're repeat the question, was it a now for now kind of thing?
Yeah. I mean, no. I mean, but the purpose would be you don't just get them this week; it's forever. So
you're just trading spots.
You're just saying the Flyers become the Blackhawks become the Flyers. Are you down for that, seeing that the Flyers are in the second round of the playoffs? I guess ultimately the question is,
do I have Jeff Blashill or Rick
who will win a Stanley Cup first, Philly or Chicago? That's like the bigger, probably the simpler way to ask it. Because that's basically what I'm asking you. Do you feel like Philly in their current state is going to get to the point
they're closer,
or they are going to win a Stanley Cup?
They're obviously closer. Yeah, I mean that. So Philly is a team that is opening their window, I would say, and you have young players there that are going to be part of the now and the future, and you've got guys that are part of the now. They are an older team than you'd expect, I guess, but they're not ancient. I think that's a difference. They don't have anybody that's like, oh, they're gonna fall off a cliff.
They're only slightly older than the Sharks.
Yeah, like Ristolainen's been around the block.
31.
Couturier's been around the block. You know, Konechny's 29. But like, that's not super old. You're not talking about guys that are 37, 38 years old. You're not in situations like the Kings or the Penguins where you've got guys aging out of being useful. So I think if you were to say next year you want a chance to win a cup, who do you want? I'd rather have the Flyers
next year
for that purpose. I mean the Flyers they're set up to be competitive playoff style team. They've got some good young players that are coming up as well. I would imagine that Philadelphia is in a spot where it's kind of like a really good ideal spot to be in. You have guys that can help you win now. Your window's open. You have some key young players that can keep that open. And as far as I understand, they are not like bare bones in the cupboard of their prospect system. Like I mentioned, they have some good young players down the line. You also have your own first, second, and third this year. You have 2 firsts next year. They're in a good spot. Shout out PHLY Flyers. They're doing post-game playoff shows.
So
like that's a good spot.
Your fence writing.
I also don't want to give up Bedard.
Right. See, this is a conversation. It feels like to win a cup you need a superstar player. I don't know who that is on the Flyers, and I don't know where it's coming from. They've got a lot of guys that are really good. And I get called out for it, and rightfully so, I say all the time, the depth wins championships, right? If you can roll 4 lines and 3 pairs, and you always need more than one goalie you trust, right? Because guys get hurt, guys get cold streaks or whatever.
Yeah.
All that acknowledged, it feels like you need a star or two to actually win the Stanley Cup. Their leading scorer this year, Travis Konechny, a really nice player, would love him. You want to talk about like what the Blackhawks need? It is Travis Konechny.
I would love that.
Like, whoop, clone that guy, get him over there. Boom, that's what they need. 68 points in 77 games, 27 goals, 41 assists. That's a really, really good player. It's not a superstar. Second on that list, Trevor Zegras. I still don't know. Is there another notch to Zegras? Like, it feels like there might be.
I think he is.
But it feels like he's been in the league for 100 years. He's 25. And he had the super, like, the really great early years in Anaheim. But then kind of fell off a cliff a little bit.
I think the atmosphere that he was in Anaheim didn't help. And I think for whatever reason he got to Philly and it worked.
I mean, sometimes guys like that, Trevor Zegras, who is, I think a part of the reason a lot of people love Trevor Zegras is because he is this new breed of hockey player. And I would say, like, maybe the first to arrive of this generation to be like, I'm a brand, I have a social media presence.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I feel like he was one of the first guys to arrive on that scene.
That quieted down in Anaheim.
But I think for the first time in his life, like we talked about with Bedard in his first couple of years, like struggling for the first time, having a reality check, being humbled a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's gone a long way. And you see him go from, 61 points his first full season, 65 his second, and then drops down to 15 with injuries, then 32. And then again this year with 67. That's a career high. Maybe finding himself for real with Philly and finding more of a complete game. The underlying numbers for him this year are better than they've ever been.
Yeah.
So maybe he's figured it out. I don't know. But that's my thing. Like, I don't know how much more there is at Trevor Zegras. I'm not saying there isn't, but I don't think as impressive as the Flyers have been. And I'm enjoying watching them because they are, like you said, that is a team built for playoffs.
Yeah.
I love watching them, but I'm having trouble drawing myself a path to a Stanley Cup for them.
They got some good players.
Yeah.
Denver Barkey's a good young player. I mean, if you unlock Michkov, like that's
it.
That's your superstar. But I think they're still figuring out how to do that.
I mean, 63 points as a rookie, 51 points this year.
So this entire segment is a yes or no answer.
Yes.
So I will give you. I'm not. To your point, I'm not giving up Connor Bedard. I'll put it that way. I think when it's said and done, this Blackhawks group that they have, and where Bedard can go in his career, will eclipse what this current Flyers group could do. So there you go.
Well, and I also think too, like, I feel like Frondell also could very well be in 2 or 3 years the best Flyer, right? Like,
yeah, if he was on that team.
Yeah, and maybe it's him and Porter Martone like fighting it out neck and neck.
Sure.
But like, so if that's the second best Hawk,
yeah, right,
you know, like that. I don't know. These are the sort of things like I think we get bogged down by. Man, this like it's taken longer than we thought, and we're watching it every day, and it gets frustrating because you want results faster.
Yeah,
and then you see other young teams like the teams we mentioned, Anaheim and Philly and Utah, like having success in the playoffs. Like, man, that feels so far away. I really don't think it is. I don't feel like it's that far away. And we talked about the Athletics fan poll yesterday, and everyone sort of said like they expect, keyword expect, playoffs in 2027, 28. That feels right for me. And would it be crazy to think that the 2027, 28 Blackhawks could look a lot like the Anaheim Ducks or Philadelphia Flyers?
In a sense, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have to
probably more Probably more towards Utah and Montreal, where it's on the younger side, obviously on the younger side.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the guys that I think are going to be on that team in 2 seasons are the guys we saw at the end of this year. Add in a few other guys that maybe even either haven't been drafted or haven't turned pro yet. They could be in the mix as well.
Well, the other thing to keep in mind about 2027-28 is Burakovsky will be gone, even if they keep him next year. Tavo will be out of contract. Not worried about Mangiapane.
Sure, yeah.
So like there's a couple veterans that'll be gone, and you'll have 1 year left to Tyler Bertuzzi at that point. So there will be some spots to fill, and maybe that's when we're talking about this year or next year to fill with veterans. Maybe that's the time to do it.
Yeah,
I don't know. That was a good taking a temp. That's money's worth for our friends at Four Seasons. They sure did. They should pay double for that. Visit fourseasonsheatingcooling.com.
Ask an easier
for all their
question,
special offers and money saving coupons. That's fourseasonsheatingcooling.com. I thought you would be a quick no. I'm actually kind of fascinated that you thought that much about it.
I look at the Flyers and I see the style of hockey you want to play in the playoffs to find a way to advance. So I think if the Blackhawks current group can learn anything from this postseason, it's look at the teams that are advancing out of the first round, how they play. And
that's it.
And you find that within yourself, you're going to be able to go places.
Well, that's the big question. And we know these guys are hockey nerds. Hopefully they're watching and paying attention.
Sure they are.
And all right, we're going to hit the break zone one final time. Hit that like button while we're gone. Talk to you in a few. Our friends at Sunnyside Dispensary are here to elevate your baseball season. It's pretty elevated. Going pretty well so far on both sides of town, but it can always get better with Sunnyside, your home for judgment-free shopping. They've got a huge selection with over 100 different strains to choose from with easy online ordering and in-store pickup. Wherever you are in Illinois, Sunnyside has a location for you. As far south as Champaign, as far north as South Beloit, all over the city, they are everywhere. Stop in the store nearest you for expert guidance from their staff. You want to know the experience you are getting. These are the perks of dispensaries. No one does it better than Sunnyside. Head to their website for only the best under the sun, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Enter promo code HICHGO at checkout to qualify. Sunnyside Dispensary, only the best under the sun, only for 21 plus or Illinois medical card holders.
You know that moment, the one you realize you left your favorite sunglasses at the beach, on the roof of your car, or at a gas station 3 states away. We've all been there. I've been there too. I had a pair of glasses tucked right here on my collar. I was tying off a boat on Fox Lake, bent down, off the glasses went down to the bottom of Fox Lake. But then I found Shady Rays, and it changed the game. Their sunglasses are made for real life. They are seriously good-looking, polarized, durable, and not stupidly expensive. The best part is, if you lose or break them, even on day 1, Shady Rays will send you a brand new pair. No guilt trips, just replacements. So now you can actually wear your sunglasses without fear. You can wear them on hikes, at concerts, on the boat, wherever you need your eyes protected. Shady Rays is there. Shady Rays is eyewear that always has your back. You can go to shadyrays.com, use the code CHGOSR, and you're going to get 50% off of 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses.
All right, we are back on CHGO Blackhawks, and tonight we have 2 games 6. Dallas and Minnesota.
Game 6I.
Game 6I. And Edmonton, Anaheim. And then Friday, we've got
3
games 6. Lightning, Habs, Sabres, Bruins, Knights, Mammoth. How many of these go 7?
Tonight, I think we see the Wild close it out at home.
As I predicted, for the record.
And I think for the cinema, the Oilers force Game 7.
I agree with both of those.
I think that's what happens tonight.
I am just rooting hard for the young teams. I don't know what it is about it.
Because
I want all these old bums to lose.
You want to feel validated that these teams that we keep saying the Blackhawks are following their path, that they move on, and then you're like, yes, see, they can do it. I still think that, there's definitely a way for the Ducks to close the series tonight or in Game 7. Probably easier to do at home tonight.
Think?
But, man, it's hard for me to bet against Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
Still hard to me to bet against him. Tomorrow night. Montreal at home.
That's going 7.
Okay.
Tampa cannot be. I'm not saying it's easy. By no means is it easy. They're going to give you every ounce of everything they've got.
Yeah.
I think the Lightning win like decently big on Friday night.
Okay.
Like a 2-3 goal win.
We'll see. It was fun watching Philly win in overtime at home.
Yeah.
So for me as a viewer to see something like that for Montreal,
awesome.
I think would be a lot of fun to watch. Buffalo up 3-2 on the Bruins in Boston.
I think it's over in 6.
Ooh, okay.
I feel like Buffalo has been so much better than them the whole series.
Yeah.
Even though it hasn't like played out that way. I just feel like they're the better team and it's pretty clear. And I think they're going to just, I think they're going to finish it off.
I'm going to agree that Sabres end it in 6. Vegas in Utah leading 3-2.
I hate to say it. I don't want it to happen, but I think Vegas is going to win.
I think we get a Game 7.
I hope so, man. I hope Utah advances. But I
hope so too. I think they probably end up losing in 7 if we get there. But I think at home forcing a Game 7 would be a lot of fun to watch.
I agree.
So that's what I'm going to say.
All right.
And then we'll see what happens over the weekend.
Then we get once round one's complete,
Monday.
we got to look at our bracket challenge.
See where we did
it this year with all of ALLCITY.
I'm pretty sure I'm perfect so far. So I haven't looked at it since I filled it out. But
me either.
I'm pretty sure it's perfect.
All right. Well, yeah, I hope so. And if Minnesota wins, I feel really good about it.
Yeah.
All right. I saw something this morning that troubled me.
Uh-oh.
And I need to run this by you guys. I don't know Ilya Mikheyev's wife's last name.
Mikheyev?
Thank you. Presumably, but her name is Crystal. I don't follow her, as you can see on my not yet on my Instagram screenshot here.
Oh, how dare you!
But she sent a photo. Showed up on my timeline. She posted the photo.
You can.
Jay is speaking dad right now.
She sent a photo to the internet.
She sent a photo to my
and she wrote a passage on it.
I'm gonna stab you guys to death. All right, Crystal _ Ilya Mikheyev's wife and mother of his child.
Mm-hmm.
Posted on her Instagram today. It's KRISTALL _ I believe so.
April 20th. That's not
today.
It's
just 1 week. All right, well.
It's
more dad corner here. Anyway, Crystal says, "We love you so much, Chicago. Red heart emoji. Thank you, truly." This sounds like people leaving. This sounds like a goodbye. Talk me out of it.
Well, they live in Russia.
But you don't say, hey.
So they're leaving Chicago.
I'm going home
for the summer.
I'm going home for the summer. Bye, Chicago. I'm not saying I'm going to Disney for the weekend, but thank you for everything, Chicago.
I mean, I think you got to get into the mindset of someone, and I think we've learned from the way you explained Instagram, you got to get in the mindset of someone who's on Instagram and is in Instagram. And, you got to curate your posts. They got to mean something to you. They got to be, impactful.
Are you implying that she's curating her feed?
I mean, people do it. She wouldn't be the first to do so.
For the record, this is not translated either. There are some posts written in Russian, and you could hit translate. This is written in English.
Okay. Maybe they met in North America. Who knows? Or other places they speak English. I think it's a bit of a leap to say that on April 20th, they knew for certain they're never coming back to Chicago. I think this is possibly we're going back home, presumably to Russia for the summer. Goodbye to Chicago for where we reside during the season. He has said how much he loves Chicago and has enjoyed being in the organization. I would be shocked if on April 20th, 5 days after the season was over, it was door is shut, book is closed, Ilya Mikheyev has no chance of coming back to the Blackhawks. I would be shocked if that was the case.
Maybe and we learned leveraging.
And we learned this through her Instagram post.
All right, you know what I'm going to do? Just for the good of the show, I'm going to hit follow. For no other reason but to track Ilya Mikheyev gate.
To stalk her? to track their movements?
There's no other reason
that
I would follow.
Yeah,
Christina Mikheyev is her name.
Oh, okay.
Because I think when you're Russian, you change the last name.
They add an A. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because
like
Ovechkin's wife is Ovechkina.
Ovechkina, yeah. Like Anna Kournikova.
It's Kournikov.
It'd be like Kournikov, right? Like
yeah,
I think something like that. I think it's interesting.
It is. It's a cultural thing.
It was the first thing I saw when I woke up, and I was not happy about it. I was concerned.
Yeah, I'm not super concerned about that. If it's June and she's posting that, I'm like, all right, yep.
The last day of June.
See ya. But no, I'm not. I'm not reading it the same way.
All right, fine.
Put it that way.
But our intrepid producer Chloe dug into the comments and saw a comment from Chicago Nails by Julia, who said,
"Hold on.
Who's Chicago Nails by Julia?
You have to assume this lady commented and said, like, we'll miss you in Chicago. You have to assume that was the lady that did her nails while she was in Chicago, and she's losing a client. And when you go to a nail lady, you there's a lot of tea that gets spilled with your nail lady.
Yeah. So she knows you're leaving.
We don't know if this is actually her nail lady, because then you go and look at her profile and they're not following each other.
See, this is the investigative journalism.
Yes.
All right, which one am I DMing?
You truly need. Why not both?
You up?
Girl.
Is Ilya Mikheyev leaving?
see if Nails by Julia lists her clients.
Does she follow us?
And
no.
That's what we need to know.
We had no mutuals when I looked.
Chicago _nails_by_Julia.
You should DM her just to ask.
Would you like to be the official nail provider of CHGO Sports?
Since my Blackhawk source is apparently dried up, I will talk to nail artists,
desperate.
Stars. Yes.
Tell her that you'll give her a shout out on the channel.
We already shouted
her out.
We already have. Nails by Julia. She does nails, and her name is Julia.
They look very nice. Nice work by her. Oh, I just got a DM. Hold on.
What?
No.
It's not them.
Oh.
I was going to say.
It's my friend sending me memes.
Oh,
of course. As usual.
See, that's what Instagram is for.
Right.
That's what people like us use Instagram for.
I'm sorry. It was the first thing I saw this morning, and I got very upset by it. It was like literally 7:05 in the morning. What time did I send it in Slack? I seriously, it's like the first thing I did today.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it was early.
It was 7:14 a.m. This doesn't seem good in terms of re-signing.
Jay's having his morning coffee, scrolling through.
Well, this is what I mean. This
Instagram.
is a big part of why we have Chloe, is to dissect the social media of the youths and tell us what it means.
Yeah,
the youthful people.
You did a pretty good job until you said that.
I did a great job until I started describing it.
She sent this to Instagram.
Yeah.
All right.
She ran it up the pole.
We have a lot more fun with social media coming up next, and I hope that
we don't have another
do a
break
better
zone,
job
though.
explaining it. I know I'm just trying to cue Chloe up.
Okay, good.
Where do we want to go first? Should we go with my viral post as you're teasing me for social media?
Okay.
In my post about Tyler Bertuzzi's awful face.
I was
Jay's
bitter
got a
about
viral.
this, but I'll tell you this: I did include how many views you got on it, even though I really didn't want to.
Thank you.
The what? Oh, the views.
I cannot believe the other night randomly I realized that like months ago, I screenshotted how bad Tyler Bertuzzi looks in NHL 26. And if you're listening on the podcast, either go to my Twitter at @Zawaski
or play
or
NHL
go to
26.
YouTube and watch. Or play NHL 26 and find Tyler Bertuzzi. Look, Tyler Bertuzzi, real Tyler, is an interesting looking dude. I think he's like Captain Jack Sparrow.
He is
very dashing with the mustache and
if
long
Captain
hair.
Jack Sparrow hung out at truck stops.
Yes.
Yeah.
This depiction of Tyler Bertuzzi is awful. And I said Tyler Bertuzzi legitimately should sue EA for this. That's horrible. Do you have any of the zoomed in photos I took on this?
See,
I just got really cool.
Look, I'll say this. In this slight defense of EA Sports, they have his hair wrong. It's short.
There's hair.
If you saw the hair behind that face, I would say you're closer to Tyler Bertuzzi than not. Right? But the hair is not. It's not the same hair. That being said, EA Sports NHL has had face scans of NHL players and that technology since at least 2006. Yes. At least, probably even before that. How they cannot be bothered to at least have like the top 500 NHL players in the league look like themselves is insane.
Yes, it's so bad. He's been in the league for 11 years.
He knows what you did last summer.
He's played for the Blackhawks, the Red Wings, the Maple Leafs, and the Bruins.
He's trying to collect them all.
Some pretty high-profile teams. You think they can get his face close to reality.
He's not some depth bum that they don't need to worry about looking like. It's, a guy that's been in the NHL for a long time. Like, it's crazy to me how
it's one thing to have the
some
generic
of these players
face on
look
the rookie.
Nothing like them.
How it's this bad, I don't understand.
I remember. Stop, Chloe, please. Here's Tyler. I remember Bedard. His rookie year on the Blackhawks was like cross-eyed. He was like looking at you like this, like,
oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know how they just. You used to be able to scan your own face and upload it to the game, and it would look more accurate than that.
Yes,
for Tyler.
Well, there's people telling me like that's what he really looks like, and I know they're trying to be funny that Tyler is an odd-looking dude.
Tyler Bertuzzi.
That's not what Tyler Bertuzzi looks like. I'm sorry.
It's vaguely similar. I could if you overlaid his real face onto there, I think you'd be kind of close, but it's unacceptable that it's not closer. I don't know. It's just that's bad. It's pretty bad.
It's not.
The facial hair is accurate. It's just the face. The rest of it is not great.
I don't think much of it's accurate at all. I'm upset for him.
I don't think he cares all that much.
I'm trying to see if I have any other
his likeness world.
Any other Blackhawks saved from the because I think I did this like preseason.
Yeah, I did it a while ago. I think it was for NHL 24.
Even Bedard has like a derpy kind of a face on him.
He does.
It's like that's Connor Bedard.
Yeah,
fix it. Like you ever like remember the old day in the game when you would like go to replay and you zoom in, you like go through their skull and you could like see their gums in the back of their eyes. It shouldn't look like that all the time.
Yeah.
All right. We need to cleanse the palate. Do we have anything nice from social media that we gathered?
We do.
For the show.
We do. We have signs of life.
Yeah, set this up for us,
from Connor Bedard and Oliver Moore.
Speaking of, shall we promote?
Connor Bedard is on the show?
No.
Oliver Moore is on the show. Oliver Moore is going to be with us on Monday. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Yep.
Virtually, of course, because as you see in the photos, he is. This is in Florida. Him and Connor Bedard working out together. We know Oliver Moore is going to the World Championships.
Yeah, we hope so with Connor.
We think Connor probably is going, maybe. But this was young fan David, who is a youth hockey player in Florida. Ran into both guys with a group of friends, so they got to meet him, take some pictures, get some autographs, all that stuff. The really fun thing about David's encounter here is the note that they left on Connor's car. It says, "Dear Connor Bedard, it was really fun to meet you. We will never forget this day. Hope you are enjoying, or hope you are having a good time in Florida. Thank you." Signed David, Carter, and...
It says the kid with the water...
The kid with the Winter Classic jersey. Oh, Kane. And it says, "Now you have our autographs." That is adorable as all heck.
That's cool.
So that's really cool. Like,
then Connor walked annoyed and just scribbled on his paper.
Like you did that guy in Buffalo. You know what? I would imagine these children approached Oliver Moore and Connor Bedard a lot more nicely than that guy did.
I would think so.
That's
very cool, and it's good to see them training together.
Yeah, it's fun. Look, we heard at the exit interviews that there's a lot of plans for we saw the golf trip that they went on as a group. I think it was Oliver Moore that mentioned like going to Florida and training. Lo and behold, there they are. So it's good to see that these guys, through the summer, at least so far, have made time to hang out together. We talk about the team, the team mentality, the camaraderie, all that stuff. That's great to see. And then also, like, these guys are putting in work. Like, that's what you want to see too.
100%. And that's they're getting after it right away. And I know Moore working himself back from injury. I feel like if there was any meaning in those last couple games that he would have played, or if it was an 84-game season, like it's going to be next year that he would have played. But I think Jeff Fleischer looked at it like, why? Why am I going to put him in for one game and risk a setback? Just set him off to the offseason 100% healthy.
He was the last three practices.
Was it, 2 or 3?
Well, 2 practices and a morning skate. He was like fully going, but just didn't play.
I mean, it's as much as we wanted to see it, it was a responsible thing to do. And now he hits the offseason running without an injury and can just resume training. No setbacks.
Yeah.
It's awesome to see. And it's like, what we were talking about earlier. It's like getting that confidence of, I'm ready. Here we go. Season's here. Yeah. Let's go. All right. Do we have the alleged Nashville Predators uniforms? Can we make fun of these as fun with social media continues?
Rumored. Nashville
now, are these
Predators.
Actually rumored?
Well, it's on the internet.
And they're from Elliot Friedegg.
This was wasn't this the Winter Classic kind of rumors at one point, where the ones where they ended up saying smash or whatever?
Yeah, like the poster print, like the patch print style. Yeah.
I remember this design being kind of like a something that they might go with.
These look AI as hell. And
it's
as ass as the Nashville Predators uniforms
are. It's a uniform generator. Like, they all look like
these
AI.
are more ass than that.
Are they worse than the Piss jerseys? I can say that, right?
I don't know.
That's okay.
We're going to find out.
The urine jerseys?
The discharge jerseys?
The mustard tigers?
No, they're not better. They're not better.
They don't hurt my eyes as much.
Well, that's true. They're like... And now you got Pittsburgh with
they need
Pittsburgh jerseys.
Yeah. I just... See? Okay. No, this is what I was talking about. So Chloe, through the magic of television, has done an Animorphs style overlay of the Tyler Bertuzzi face and Tyler Bortuzzi. So seeing it like this, it's not the hair. It's the hair. If he's got that hair coming out and you lose one of the front teeth
and you fix the rest of his face
on the NHL thing,
whose eyes are those?
You got it there. They're close to, well, they're a little close together, but they are close to his. Okay, EA is not the furthest off that I've ever seen.
I'm sorry.
That's rather close. Like I said, the facial hair is accurate.
I just, in this day and age...
But it should be better, yes. I agree.
Just take a photo. Just take a photo, and because all you're doing in a hockey game is the face. You don't need to do the full head scan like you do in baseball games or football. Like football games, you don't do either.
You do they pop their helmets off.
Sure, but like you can generate the hair.
Well, it's obviously not accurate. He doesn't have short hair like that. He's got the long hair that goes out sideways.
I am a day one NHL buyer. I play it year round.
Yeah, I'm a sucker too.
I do enjoy the game, but it's like these are the sort of things when people are like, I'm not buying that crap, that you feel like could very easily in the year of our HOSA 2026 fix and make guys look like the person they are.
You're going to find no argument from me on that.
We're in the 700th generation of video games. You can't do better than that.
Yeah.
It's just a lack of willingness to do it. And that's been my thing with the NHL game forever. And I think I have a little bit of like sympathy in that regard, is that EA doesn't give them the resources to do probably what they want to. But it's chicken or egg, man. Like if you give them the resources to make a great hockey game, I'm confident they can. They have before. Yeah,
it used to be awesome.
I don't know. It's annoying. All right, what else we got? Let's go through the Rolodex. Nashville jersey sucks.
The Nashville jersey. I will say the Nashville jersey. Can we go back to it so I can see it? Yeah. I don't hate it. What I do like is the off-white away jersey.
Yeah, that's cool.
I do like how those look.
I'll admit that.
I do like how those look. Now, do you save that for like original 6 teams? That's a different conversation.
See, that's the thing. Is it stolen valor, much like the Avalanche steal the valor of the Nordiques, and the Whaler and the Hurricanes steal the valor of the Whalers? Are you stealing valor of old teams? You weren't around when logos and uniforms looked like this.
No,
you can't throw back if you've been in the league for 20 years.
To me, that's not super egregious. It's more egregious when newer teams go into the Winter Classic and wear the fake leather-colored pants and gloves and stuff. It's just like, no, you weren't around in 1930. That's what I feel like is more egregious.
All right, I'll give you that, I guess.
But
I saw we're not gonna show it on the show, but someone in the comments had a different Predator on the jersey. You see the kids in the pudding pops. You can just do that.
Do you have a picture of it?
I do, but there's that one, which we're not gonna. There you go.
Oh my God!
I'll slack it. We probably. All right, fine. You know what?
No, don't put it on the show.
All right.
No.
You guys know who I'm talking about.
No.
The pudding pop guy.
your spot on impression gave it away. Oh,
what did you say?
No, she teed it up. The Vegas Golden Knights.
Oh, thank you.
Sure had a interesting stat. This from, I think this is the account that was formerly Stats Inc.
Yeah, I believe that's right.
In NHL history, there have been 29 instances of a team trailing in the third period in each of the first 5 games of a playoff series. And of those 29 teams, 28 have been either behind in the series or have been eliminated after 5 games. The only team not to, the Vegas Golden Knights, who won Game 5 late last night in overtime and have a 3-2 series lead over the Mammoth.
First of all,
pretty crazy.
Crazy specific. I love stuff like that.
DJ Bean would be losing his mind over that stat.
But if you are someone rooting for Utah, as I am, that gives you hope that, like, hey, over the course of 7 games, the team that's been better should win. That would tell you that for the vast majority of the series, Utah's been better and probably deserves to win.
And Utah is a team that, as they've been young in the playoffs, like, you still are learning lessons, closing games. And Vegas, a big chunk of that team has been through a lot of playoffs, has won the Stanley Cup recently. They know how to do it. So if Utah is going to come back, tie it, and force Game 7, they're going to have to win They're going to have to learn that lesson.
Yes. Let's hope they do.
Tyler Bertuzzi is
are you going to share this?
Staring into my soul.
Jump scare.
Good Lord.
This is a good one to watch on YouTube. If you haven't, if you don't usually, there's a lot of video elements
second half
to it.
visual elements.
All right, we're wrapping things up.
We had super chats.
Oh, we do.
2.
Let's do those. Let's go to overtime real quick. If you're on the fast channel, switch over allchgo.com. And there we go. All right, super chats. The Captain Basil says Minnesota Wild Winter Classic fake leather shutters.
Well, didn't they? So weren't they throwing back to like a really old Minnesota team, not the North Stars?
I think so.
Like it was like something from like the 40s or something.
Winter Classic, I kind of get it.
Well, that's really the only time you do that.
You're trying to create the
Detroit.
Yeah.
Which by the way,
I'll allow it for Minnesota.
Detroit's fake leather, the brown colored gloves and stuff for their centennial this year looked great. I liked how that looked.
Yeah.
It wasn't just for the Winter Classic.
Let's see.
Yeah.
All right, so the 2022 Winter Classic jersey.
It was like the
inspired
MPLS.
by the state of hockey's deep-rooted hockey pond traditions, land
so
of 10,000 lakes. The jersey and event drew from the 20s and 40s Minneapolis St. Paul hockey. So it was throwing back to an old organization, I believe.
Okay.
That's the AI summary, which has to be correct.
Thanks.
And Windy City Hockey says EA needs to write
Tomahawks.
The right
Tomahawks
on the black jerseys. I did not notice that.
Can we see it on the Bertuzzi?
Can we get Bort back up there?
The full screen. I don't need just his eyeballs.
Bort Holes, brother. Bertuzzi.
I can't
see
really
him on
see
there.
It. But I know Windy City Hockey is a avid EA player.
If Windy City Hockey is saying it, it's correct. That he is a jersey fanatic.
Usually, yeah. Fanatic,
you can't see him on there.
See it.
All right, I'll check that out. I did not
They
notice
must
that.
have, yeah. Well, I'm sure they have it wrong. So,
all right. That's it.
I'm sure they have it wrong. EA Sports, I'm sure they have it wrong. That's their other slogan.
That's their new slogan. If it's in the game, it's not in the game. All right. We're going to be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's show will be pre-recorded. I have a family thing I need to tend to. Mario's taking a day off. Are you working tomorrow?
She's got a big day tomorrow.
Sucks for you. What are you doing?
I am running the Bears show tomorrow.
Ooh.
And
then, don't screw it up.
Don't forget to use the mic.
Cubs. Oh, right.
It's helpful.
It's over
Is it a normal Bears show where there's 6 people on it, so she won't have a microphone available?
No, it's remote.
Oh.
Okay. So I could.
Are you at least working from home?
Yes.
All right. Well, that's basically a day off.
There you go.
It's basically a day.
All right. Well, thank you, Chloe, for all the hustle during the show. Thanks, everybody, for chiming in during the show. I know this was not the most serious show, but it's April 30th.
Nah, you know what? You can have some fun sometimes.
Yes. All right.
Fun with social media.
We'll be on tomorrow at 3, pre-recorded, back live Monday, 3 o'clock with Oliver Moore. We'll talk to you then on CHGO Blackhawks.
We all silly like the mayor.